Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for coming back today. I just wanted to say it is officially fall out, and I just got done making my delicious recipe that is inside of my Kelly Counts Macros Clubhouse membership. It is an enchilada soup, and it is to die for. It is super family friendly and tastes amazing on these fall days. But anyway, today we will be talking about reverse dieting and if it is right for you. But first, I wanted to read a review from JJW0708. Great tips. I'm loving Kelly's podcast and all the great tips she gives. I feel like I can really do the things she is suggesting as opposed to other nutrition experts where I just can't stick with it. Looking forward to more episodes. JJW0708, thank you so much for this review. Writing a review is super helpful. I read each and every one of them. I would love for you to leave a review or share this on social media and tag me so that I can thank you. You are helping spread the word and crushing the myths of this dieting world. So reversing is a crucial stage to prevent regaining lost weight. Don't skip this part. I see so many people skipping this part. Reversing can meet you where you are at. A reverse diet is a structured approach to gradually increasing your calorie intake after a period of calorie restriction or weight loss. So the primary goal of a reverse diet is to boost your metabolism, improve your overall health, and transition into a maintenance phase while minimizing fat regain. It's like flipping your cut on its head. Your body has adapted to these lower calories. You are at a lower calorie burn in order to conserve energy. So this is called metabolic adaptation. And metabolic adaptation is the body's way of conserving energy during periods of calorie restriction. It's your body keeping your body alive during a period of restriction. Cutting is really a controlled form of starvation. So your body will adapt and conserve energy. Your NEAT will be decreased, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. These are the calories that a person burns outside of purposeful exercise. Your digestion changes during a cut. Sleep patterns may have been affected. Perhaps you lost your period. So your body during a cut is working to keep you alive. So reversing, increasing calories over time, it builds your metabolism back up. It helps with satiety. There's less focus on food. You sleep better. Your hormones become in check. And after a cut, you do need fewer calories to maintain your body. So the biggest mistake I see with people that have different coaches is after a cut, the client reverts back to eating the way that they used to or the way that they want to. They get sloppy. They haven't taken the time to figure out their maintenance calories. They have not practiced being at maintenance. So reversing back to maintenance, it restores your biofeedback. And eating at the new maintenance calorie allotment, you need to practice this, okay? I call it taking off the training wheels, which is the tracking, but you need to practice at maintenance. Then you will know when you are overeating, especially if you have been practicing maintenance. Few questions that I get after the shred or after a 12-week private session. Do you have to reverse after a cut, or can I continue to cut? Now, this answer is different for everyone, so listen in and see where you fall. Number one, if you're being consistent, if you're not overly hungry, if you're not overeating after undereating, if your energy is good, and you can honestly say, I can still be consistent, I have more weight to lose, the calendar looks good, and there's no roadblocks to affect consistency, go ahead. Keep on keeping on in that cut. But number two, if it's really hard to stick with being consistent, if your calories feel too low, if you're not being consistent on weekends, if you're overeating and over drinking on the weekends while restricting during the week, it's time to reverse. Number 3, if you have fatigue, diet fatigue, you're moody, your calories are low, your energy is low, this feels super hard, you're still being consistent, but you can't hold on. You're digging down too low with your calories, and you say, but I'm not to my goal. And I'm going to say, but this is okay. Let's restore your metabolism, reverse to maintenance, and then cut again. Take a break. Your body and your mind need a break. Number 4, perhaps you want to start a cut, but you look at your calendar and you have a lot of travel coming up. A vacation, you don't want to track on vacation. You want to experience the food. You're still doing the restrict binge cycle, thinking I'm going to eat like a jerk, YOLO, and then restrict when I get back home. Or perhaps you're gaining weight due to being inconsistent. It is time to reverse to maintenance and get yourself to an intake that feels better, that you can eat more. And perhaps this happens with a lot of my clients. If you start a reverse, you may lose because now you can be consistent, because you were in a surplus due to your inconsistencies. Once you get to maintenance, you can push harder in your workouts. You can do more cardio if you enjoy it. If you can't be consistent, reverse. Get to maintenance and hang out there for a while. And then once mentally you're ready, you can cut again. That is when you can enter into a cut and feel good about it. I see a lot of people saying, no, I can do it this time. I'm going to do it this Monday. I'll do it this time. Ask yourself, can I really do it right now? Am I in a good mental spot? Or will I be yo-yoing? Physically and mentally, it gets harder to do it time after time after time. You see yourself failing. It's like banging your head against the wall, doing the same thing, repeating behaviors over and over and expecting a different result. Insanity, right? That's the definition of insanity. Restrict, then overeat. Be honest with yourself. If you're repeatedly saying, this week I'm back on it, I'm going to do it this week, you need to reverse. It's time. Now, this one is the easiest. Once you've reached your goal, it's time to reverse. Work your deficit calories, your macros, up to maintenance. You should maintain at those maintenance calories once you're there for the same amount of time you were in a cut. So if you did an 8-week cut, you can stay at maintenance for 8 weeks, then decide if you want to cut again or not. You should be and live at maintenance for most of the year unless you have a significant amount of weight to lose. If you have a lot of weight to lose, you will find that you'll need to do this in phases, perhaps. Cut, reverse, maintain. If you have a lot of weight to lose, you can for sure stay in a deficit for longer because you have more body fat. And the stores of the fat make it easier to stay in a deficit and you can be more aggressive. Depends on where you're at, so this varies from person to person. I know for me, reversing into maintenance is fun. More food, more calories, mentally at a spot because you don't have to restrict. I only need to track when I cut. I know what maintenance looks like for me. I know what portion sizes look like. No, I don't track anymore because I did the work up front. I get asked that question all the time. The only time I truly track is if I'm cutting for a vacation or a photo shoot. So some examples of what your year may look like in regards to your nutrition. These are just examples. So what a schedule or a calendar might look like. So cut January to March. Maintenance April to June. Cut July, September. Maintain September to the end of the year. Or if you don't have a lot to lose, perhaps you cut January to March and live at maintenance the rest of the year. Or you can base it around a vacation or perhaps being sure you are in maintenance from November to December. Hello, holidays, the best time to be in maintenance. So if you are listening to this in November, this is the perfect time. People in my shred right now, this is an awesome opportunity to work to maintenance together so that you don't fear the fat gain or you don't fear gaining the weight back, especially if you join my monthly membership, Kelly Counts Macros Clubhouse, because I will walk you week by week through the reverse so that you don't gain weight. So take a look at where you are. Are you ready mentally? I help you with all of this inside of the Kelly Counts Macros Clubhouse. This monthly membership is available to my shredders after a shred or every year in June to the public. So the wait list will be in the show notes. I also have a maintenance calorie cheat sheet inside of the Clubhouse because the first question is, what should my maintenance calories be? I give you the equation. The hardest part of reversing is the fear of gaining weight back, gaining the fat back. I walk you through that and hold your hand so that there's no fear. I reassure you along the way. Anyone is really a great candidate to reverse. Perhaps you're new to macros, never tracked before, helps realize what portion sizes truly look like. And then when you're ready, tackle that cutting phase. These clients that come to me are cutting from a higher amount of calories. You're also not guessing how many calories you eat per day. Most people don't know how many calories they eat. What they think they eat is usually more than they think. Or they're not eating a whole lot during the week and going off the rails on the weekends. So they'll say, but Kelly, I only eat 1,200 calories, when with their inconsistencies, they are far over 2,000 calories a day. A question I get, do you have to reverse slowly or can you just hop up to maintenance? I prefer to add in calories slowly in reverse, and I'll explain how in the next episode, so tune in for that. You know, you don't have to, but if I say, hey, Amanda, you're eating 1,600 calories now, I want you to eat 2,200. She is going to freak out. The majority of people are terrified of eating more. Gradual is easier to handle mentally. Most people think 2,000 calories is a lot. Some are inconsistent in eating 1,000 during the weekdays and overeating far over 2,000 calories on the weekend. So they're not losing weight. They don't know because they're not doing it in one sitting, but they're overeating for an entire weekend. Their calories for the entire week are over into a surplus. So bumping it up weekly slowly just helps psychologically if you fear fat gain. You can jump right up, but it's also easier to use a tier system that I use in the Clubhouse, the cheat sheet I provide inside of the Kelly Counts Macros monthly Clubhouse. I give my club mates their perceived maintenance. So if you're too uncomfortable to push it right up to those maintenance calories, you can stop just short. If you're still hungry, you can push up and eat a little more. It's also fun to see how high you can get. There's more control this way. You feel confident. You know, your maintenance is a range. It's not an exact number. You know, maybe you become more sedentary, so you have some buffer room, or now you get a new job where your step count has increased. You only have to figure out your maintenance one time. You can also shave off 100 calories if you feel like you overshot it. With macros, you have so much control. With Weight Watchers or keto or paleo or any of the other fad diets, this is why people gain the weight back. How do you keto more or Weight Watchers less? You don't know how to do that. Nobody does. So next week's episode, I teach you exactly how to reverse while I'm interviewing a client that I have taken through multiple cuts, multiple reverses, and helped her with maintaining her goals. She is shredded and she is maintaining far above a calorie count she ever thought imaginable. Next question I get, how much weight will I gain as I reverse to maintenance? If you are consistent, not going over your calories, you will have weight gain, not fat gain. You will have more food on your plate that you will be consuming. There will be undigested food that will reflect on a scale. If you put 1 pound of watermelon in your belly, that pound doesn't disappear. You're going to weigh more after consuming the watermelon. The weight of that watermelon in your belly does weigh something, but it's not fat gain. Adding in 600 calories per day into the body will weigh something. So usually when we reverse, we do increase the carbs. Carbs pull water in, and it will be water weight. For every 1 gram of carb, the body will hold on to 3 to 4 grams of water. Notice I said water, not fat. Carbs have more fibrous veggies, fruits, and whole grains. These all pull water in. Your muscles will feel fuller with glycogen and more water in your muscle. So gaining 1 to 3 pounds is normal after ending a cut. Normal, some weight gain, not fat gain. And these 1 to 3 pounds are over time, not the day to day. If you gain 3 pounds overnight, I don't want you to say, oh, I must be in maintenance. I need to stop here. It must be over time, weeks, months. Heck, I can gain 4 pounds of water weight overnight between what I eat and my poop. So it doesn't mean that I've increased the way that I look and the fat on my body. So how to track progress? Weigh yourself regularly. Take the trend week over week or over the month. Measurements. Take your body measurements. Your waist may increase if you have more food in your gut. So if you just ate a big bowl of broccoli slaw, of course your waist is going to be bigger. Do the measurements first thing in the morning, after you poop, after you pee. I suggest bi-weekly or monthly measurements and pictures. You absolutely cannot manage what you don't track. I see so many people skip these steps, the pictures and the measurements. So don't be one of them. I also recommend, if you're reversing to maintenance or in maintenance, set a goal outside of fat loss. The scale won't be going down. So work on your relationship with food. Work on strength. Build muscle at maintenance and while you're reversing. Push yourself in the gym. Run a marathon. Don't try to be dieting or in a cut when you're running a marathon. You need the calories. Set a goal outside of weight loss, something to work towards while you're reversing and you're at maintenance. This is all super helpful for if you're contemplating if you should continue to cut or go into reverse. So thank you for tuning in. I would love for all of my current shredders to join me in the Clubhouse, and absolutely listen to next week's episode as I interview Amanda and walk her through a reverse. I would love for everyone else, if you're listening to this in November 26th, I'm doing a fast track for $99 for people that cannot afford the shred. It is everything the shred has all wrapped up in a bow. Meal plans, custom macros. I walk you through the app. I teach you how to weigh and track food. It's time to get out of your own way, out of your own head. I simplify it all because I know you're busy. I know you're entering your info into all these different online calculators and getting different answers. I set your macros for inside a fast track. Take the 45 minutes to sit down with me. It's also recorded for replay if you can't make it. Lifetime access. You can always go back to it. You deserve to feel better in your own skin. I will pull you from feeling lost and show you exactly how to count macros with confidence so that your jeans fit again. The link will be in the notes to register for Fast Track. You are always doing so much better than you think you are. Till next time.